What's up YouTube, SpeedZSkin here. First of all, I'd like to go ahead and say I am sorry for the lack of videos lately. It's been a very busy week. Had a busy Thanksgiving break, and this week has been quite busy too. Also, I do apologize for completely obliterating the promise that I'd start uploading Minecraft videos again to the Minecraft channel. Little did I know the day that I had promised you guys that I would do that the next day. Little did I know that, the next day I would only be at home for like 20 minutes total. I had like next to no time to do anything. So yeah, and then yesterday I could have done it, but something kept me from doing it. I can't remember what. And today I had a big doctor's appointment, and tomorrow I'm going to a dance. So maybe Saturday I can actually start working on that. But I technically shouldn't even be making this video right now, but it's just something that I've been kind of wondering about lately. And I was wondering if any of you guys could help me out with it. What you're looking at right now, and yes, this is a Zippo video, by the way, obviously. It's been a really long time since I've done one of those. Yeah, I don't know what that is. It's been a really long time since I've done one of these, so figured I'd go ahead and do one of these as well. But this is sort of like a question type video, as in, I've got questions for people. So, yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and get into it. It obviously involves this Zippo rule. So, let's go ahead and take a look at which one it is. For those of you who have seen my video where I show off the antique Zippos I got, you probably already know which one this is. But here it is. I was hoping I could do this thing, but it looks like the light isn't going to let me. Sorry for the jump cut there. I was playing around with the lighting because I wanted to get this look, but just stupid washing outness. Anyways, this is what it looks like, obviously. Okay, so here it is. For those of you who are either not paying attention to your screens or are illiterate enough to not be able to interpret this, this is the Evans Armstrong logo. Okay, obviously, and this is where my questions are going to start coming in. Okay. But as you can see, this is a Evans Armstrong. Let me go ahead and take it out. Here, Evans Armstrong. You can see that it was apparently a company based in Portsmouth, Virginia, and there's its phone number. I have not tried calling those yet. If you want to try calling those, feel free to. I really do not think it'll lead anywhere too specifically exciting, but yeah, I mean, feel free to try it out if you want to. Here we go. And then we've got Newport News, Virginia, and there's the other one. The other phone number. So it looks like they were like sort of a small chain that only consisted of like 2 locations, which is pretty cool. So yeah, anyways, that's what it looks like. It's on a brushed chrome finish. Alright, as you can see, it looks exactly like a regular, brushed chrome Zippo. It looks like, some people like to say is that it looks a lot like the lid of a Zippo. In fact, if you look at it this way, it does indeed look exactly like a Zippo. Like, yeah. But, yeah, it basically just looks like a sort of stretched out lid to a Zippo. So, there you go. On the bottom, there's the logo. Judging by the logo, you can tell there's no date codes on here. I'm going to say, whenever people ask about this, I say this was made in the 80s because it just seems like it is. I mean, we've got a few clues here. For instance, this has clearly been, hang on, there we go, it's clearly been hand painted. Let me get you a good focused in look on that. You might be able to tell that this is definitely a hand painting. It's not a silk screen. I mean, you can see right there how they sort of use like a machine to carve this design out, and then they sent it to somebody and they actually painted it. That's what Zippo used to do. So as you can see, this thing got barely any use. Like I got this at the antique store, by the way. For those of you who don't know, I got this like a few months ago at the antique store. So apparently the previous owner of this never really got to never really used it. So the paint is still in pretty much pristine condition. But yeah, that's pretty much what leads me to think that it was made in the 1980s, because I think they stopped doing this, in the 1980s. That's when they switched over to the silk screening. Maybe they did that in the 1990s, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure I can safely say this was made sometime in the 1980s. I do apologize for the glare here. I might be able to. Okay, so I turned on the lock, so hopefully that will help you out a little bit. Well, yeah. And I can't really adjust it with my camera recording, but whatever. Anyways, this is where I want to start asking questions, okay? One of the questions has to do with the design, and the other question actually has to do with something, you know, in the internals, having to do with, you know, its mechanical function, I guess, if you will. Okay, so the first thing I would like to ask is quite simply, what the heck was Evans Armstrong? Because I have looked all over the internet, well, pretty much all over Google, cannot for the life of me, find even a hint of information of what this thing is, of what this company is. I've even tried looking up Evans Armstrong Zippo rule, or Evans Armstrong Zippo, or Evans Armstrong Zippo, or Evans Armstrong Zippo tape measure. You know, I've looked up like all sorts of keywords like that. Nothing turns up. I have yet to see this tape measure in a Google image search. Okay, camera, gosh, it's getting really bad today. So yeah, I have yet to see anything to do with this, you know, like, at all. I even have a Google search pulled up on my computer right now. Like I've said, I've tried literally everything. I've even tried using like the Google app on my iPod to take a picture of this and search with the picture. It just returns no results because it just can't tell what it is. It's like, what is this weird object that nobody has ever seen before? It's weird. So yeah, I'm also sort of wondering if this is like a super duper rare one or something, because I've literally cannot find this thing on the internet at all. So anyways, that's that. The first question there. The second question has to do with actually its function. I actually decided, you know, it might be kind of cool to take this thing to school, because I wanted to try it out in my drafting class, and I had done a project in my first block on Zippo, and one of the things that I mentioned is that they made hand warmers. I'm trying to get this so it's not so washed out for you guys. You know, so one of the things that I talked about with their was the tape measures. So I wanted to show it to that class in particular. I did this like towards the beginning of the first half of the semester, but I still thought it'd be pretty cool to show the real thing nonetheless. So I did, which is pretty neat actually. And but I actually got to use this in my drafting class because it has a metric scale right there. See that? Now, one thing I'm gonna go ahead and say about this is not like supposed to be a review or anything, but the inches are the lame version of the inches. Yeah, these are the lame inches. Those inches are divided into 16ths. The inches that we use, they're the same exact size, but they're divided into tenths, and it makes so much more sense. It's so much easier to read and such. But anyways, what I did there, that little bit of pulling that I did there, it didn't really, do anything. But if I keep pulling, just listen. Alright, did you hear that? You hear that little revving up of the spring inside? When I showed this to my drafting teacher at the end of the class, he thought this was like a super duper amazingly cool tape measure. I mean, I can see why. It is pretty cool. But he actually, I was thinking that what this, this, again, listen. The little, that little revving up noise that it makes. I thought that was actually like a defect. But he specifically commented on that and said, I really, really like how it does that. He said, I like how it's got, 2 springs in there or something. Listen. Oh, didn't do it. It seemed like it, I don't know. Sometimes if you shake it like this, it'll do it. But, so yeah, I'm just wanting to know, yeah, that right there. Is that normal? Is that actually a feature of these things? Because he actually thought what the purpose of that was. And again, I still sort of think it's a defect, but I don't know. But what he thought the purpose of that was that usually when you have a tape measure like this, he specifically commented on that, when these things snap shut like this, with that rapid force, it can be so fast and so abrupt of a, just a stop that these little endpoints here will break off, which obviously you don't want. So he actually thought that this, like, because, I mean, you can see it sort of, like, stops and then just sucks in. He was thinking that that was, like, sort of a feature that was meant to prevent that. So, I'm not sure. Look. So I'm not really sure. I want to see if I can get it to... Here we go, listen. Do it. Do it. Come on. Be a good tape measure. Aw, that was pathetic. It did it, but I don't know if you heard it or not. But I mean, you can hear how it just goes like, if only my lips are not dried up and I wouldn't sound like an idiot doing that, or a weirdo. So yeah, anyways. Listen, here it goes. Yeah, there you go. That right there. Just makes that weird buzzing noise. Is that normal? That's all I want to know. So yeah, this video is actually 10 bajillion times longer than I ever wanted it to be. So, yeah. If you want for me to do a video on the Zippo tape measure, and okay, here we go. I wanted to do this. If you can't, like, if you don't hear that rev up, if you can't it like this, yeah, you kind of have to shake a little bit. I don't know. I'm just wondering if that's a feature or if that's just a defect. Because, honestly, I don't think I've ever heard any of them do that before in videos and such. So, yeah, anyways, there you go. I'm thinking I might even use it. Well, actually, I won't have a reason to use it in my drafting class tomorrow because we're using CAD right now, but I got to use it a little bit today, and it was pretty cool. I just wish that it came in 10 scales. I actually kind of want to call Zippo and see if I can get one custom ordered or something, because that would be amazing. I would seriously love a tape measure in the engineer scale is what it's called. So, I don't know. I'll have to look it up a little bit. I'll have to look into that a little bit. So yeah, that's it on the Zippo tape measure. If you want me to do a video sort of more talking about it, I mean, what have I not mentioned? I mean, seriously, the fact that it is, like, the only thing I can say I have not mentioned is the fact that, where does it say how long it is? I don't even know. I thought I showed how long it was. I think it's like 30 inches long or something. No, it's not, because I measured the drafting table. It was like 40-something inches. I don't know, because I have not pulled it to its fullest extension yet, because I don't want to break it, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it's very cool. And it's got the metric thing on there. Now, the metric thing is, we actually do use that scale. Like, that is the metric that we use in the class. Basically, what the inches look like, they look like what you're seeing down there at the bottom, except, scaled up to inches. So, it makes a whole lot more sense than having to do 16ths. 16ths are so tedious to count. It's not even funny. I don't even know why. It just is. It's just more confusing. So, yeah, anyways, that's going to do it for me, guys. I'm just rambling on now. Thought I'd do another Zippo video for you guys, because I have not done a Zippo video in a while. I don't know when I'm going to get another Zippo. I've been checking out Amazon, like, every morning before I get ready and such, and I'm seeing a ton of Zippos on there that I'm just like, I really, really wanted to. I kind of want to get the antique silver. That's the one that I'm thinking about getting next. But there are just so many out there, guys. There's just so many. So, and the one that you saw in that advertisement was actually one that I was looking at this morning. So anyways, that's going to do it. So thanks for watching, and adios.